we talk about all things that make you say, girl. It is episode 7.
No, it's not.
What is it? Oh, it's episode 8.
Episode 8.
We old.
We up there.
It's old.
Because we be popping.
So what is today's topic? Because I don't know what today's topic is.
So me and a mutual friend was talking and came up with a topic for today. We got some questions and we did receive some more questions from the website. So I appreciate that. And we will answer your questions on this episode more towards the end. So tonight's topic is about why people compare current relationships to past relationships yet aren't there anymore.
Oh. Well, why people compare the relationship they're currently in to other relationships?
Or why do you compare your last relationship to a new relationship? Like why do you bring that baggage into your current? You know how we say, oh, I used to date him and we used to do this. Why do you bring that into your current?
Because you ain't let it go. I mean, as far as baggage, it's like stuff you bring on. It's stuff you're supposed to let go of it. If you ain't let go of it, then you gonna bring it on with you.
Mm-hmm. So I think with that question, why do people compare current relationships to past relationships? I think, like she said, it is something that you hold on to, but it also is a lesson that you learn something from there too. So like with me and my marriage, I compare everything to my marriage. I don't compare nothing to my last relationship, even though I was in a relationship 2 years ago. I don't compare nothing to that, because that was fun. We don't got no bad blood. But like my last real relationship, which is my marriage, there's a lot of do's and don'ts in there. It's a lot of, I would never do that again. I won't do that again. Or I won't allow somebody to say this or do this or act like this with me again. Like, that's just a no-go.
But then that won't be really baggage. Like you said, those are like your lessons. The things that you, like, oh, this is the things I'm going to hold on to because I learned something from them. Mm-hmm. Not like, he remind me of, like when you do that, it's like, it almost brings you down. You're like, I don't want to be back in that situation. Right. Because you've grown.
Hell yeah, because you might trigger flashbacks. Shit might happen. Yeah, you been cut the wrong nigga. For real.
All in your face.
Yeah, for real. But sometimes, like, that last person left either a positive or a negative impression on you. So just some stuff, like I hear certain people say certain things, I'll be like, what made you say that? Like, where you get that from? It's like, so I'm a little cautious. I'm guarded. I'm very guarded with a lot of things. So it's like a lot of shit just don't work for me in that sense. Like, I just leave a lot of shit alone. But with that one, I did like that one. How do you move forward from that onto your current?
Like, how do you move on from, like, an old relationship to a new relationship? Shit, you just, hey, I mean, really the first step is just putting yourself out there to just see what you really want again. Because, like you say, it was lessons in that, we'll just say relationship A and relationship B. Right now, you're trying to get away from relationship A. You learned some stuff, you felt some stuff. You're like, okay, I'm done with this situation. I think I'm ready for a relationship. And then you know what you don't want. You know what you're not going to put up with. You know what you don't want. So relationship B should really be, you should be in a better place because you know more. You're mature. Obviously, at that point, you're older. You've been through more stuff. And the person who you connecting to is also older and been through some stuff too. So It's like, really moving on is just really just doing that. Taking the first step and be like, okay, I want to move forward from whatever the fuck that shit was.
So how do you self-heal?
How do I self-heal? First I have to sit down and just like reevaluate my life, like all aspects. Because in a relationship, especially like a marriage, every part of your life has another person attached to it.
Correct.
So it's like, okay, now I have to figure out this parenting thing because there's a whole other person I have to think about when I'm doing this. But now I'm doing it by myself. How's that gonna work? Okay, cool. Okay, work. How am I gonna, okay, work. I'm gonna have to tell everybody at work, this is happening because people know you as being married. People know you as being in a relationship sometimes at work.
Oh, nobody knew I was going through a divorce at work. I didn't come home, turn the lights out, hide in the house.
I had to tell people at work because, I'm literally with these work people more than I'm with my family. I'm with y'all 40 hours a week. And we hang out after work and, on the weekends. So I'm like, okay, I have to figure out my work situation. I got to figure out my family situation. And then I have to figure out me. So once I kind of got those situations.
So how come you made yourself last? Why you didn't make yourself first?
Because I can't. With kids, I can't make myself first. I had to focus on that and then the stuff around them. So for me, it was like kids and then maybe like family, then work, and then it was me. I couldn't do myself first because mine is the longest process. So I can figure out the kids, I can figure out the work, I can take care of that. Me, I'm gonna be working on me even through going to a relationship.
Right, yeah.
Because it's like, that's gonna be ever going working on me. Because you can get the family straight,
you can, and y'all are gonna have those conversations to where y'all gonna come back, y'all gonna talk about it again. It's gonna be more arguments. It's gonna be a little, even if you felt like a little, the little healing layer of the scab has been laid.
Oh, bitch, that
and then again, now you back exposed, now you back bleeding again, and now when you get another 2 weeks of healing, you're like, okay, I'm alright, it's cool now. Then you're right back again. It's like, damn, let me close this up. Like, shit, nigga.
Like, let me heal properly.
Yeah, like, fuck. So, yeah, it is. So, with relationships, in order to get over the last one is to just self-heal, kind of breathe, find hobbies, get into something that you enjoy. I know you paint. You paint, you pole dance. For me, it was just getting out. Being involved, doing stuff with my son. Because I think our whole thing was about creating a family, is it Aurora? Not Aurora, ordinance. Like we wanted to have a traditional family. So we wanted to be able to sit down every night, have dinner, talk about our day during dinner, no TVs on. We just wanted to
like those
communicate.
Like kind of family rituals.
Yeah, because I grew up in a 2-parent household with siblings. He grew up with his grandparents and his mom and his siblings, but also he was raised in the church. So many nights he spent at church, and many nights I spent sitting around a table or in the living room surrounded by family. So we wanted to just create a moment to where we can catch up and not just kind of swamp and smother each other with our day. So we kind of tried to build tradition on top of things, but keep in mind you got 2 individual people coming from 2 different lifestyles. It might not always make sense or sound good, or I don't want to do that right now, let's do that later. And you're like, well, this is the time that we have right now.
Like, hello.
And it's just kind of, marriage is, it's a juggle act. It is something serious.
It's like compromising, and it's almost like compromising without really compromising.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we can do that.
And at 22, do you really know what you're compromising?
You don't, because at 22, you barely even really know what you really want, and you only have a touch of really who you are. And you're growing to be who you are with another person who's also trying to figure out who they are.
Yeah.
That age, those years before 25, you really just figuring it out. And in those years after 25, you almost got it, and you just taking those steps and opportunities to just further yourself. I think, honestly, I probably wouldn't have gotten married until I was probably like 32 or 33.
I never wanted to be married. It just happened.
Really? Never?
You with somebody for a while and y'all feel that deep connection, you be like, that's my husband. No, that ain't your husband. But it's just start saying it, and it just kind of happens.
But see, the difference is now is we know what comes with that title.
We know what a husband is. Was it? But we know what the hell a husband is, so therefore, you just don't play with that title.
Oh, no, not at all. You can't.
Hell no.
You can't.
Husband who?
Be like, wait a minute. Who?
Nigga, I ain't got your name.
Like, don't be calling me wifey, because ain't no rings on these baby ass fingers. And if it is, I need to be catching cold. It needs to be.
I still wear my band.
Oh,
It's a reminder to not do it again.
Don't do that. But you wear it on the other hand.
I do, because, yeah, it's a reminder. And for y'all, not too smart, y'all think this the right hand, and it's not. So, you know, when I'm out, people see it, and they just be like, oh, yeah, oh.
Like, that's the right hand, sir.
Right, I ain't saying anything. I ain't correct them anymore. But, yeah. Next question was, how come women cheat better than men?
Because women are naturally better at everything, nigga. Duh. Like, what the fuck?
I just think we put more thought into it. I don't think we are better at it. It's just what we do. I think guys get caught because they don't care.
Yeah, they don't care. They be messy. And it's like, well, I'm doing it, so, you know, I ain't got caught. You know, I'm just going to keep doing it like this. And it's like maybe you kind of really wanna get caught, and y'all be thinking we stupid. Like, no,
Like dummy reading across the
like no, we are Inspector Gadgets. Okay.
I think it's a women intuition, because we start to notice when you pull away from us. If you're not doing the same things that you've always been doing, and you're not okay, now you're more irritated, now you're less involved, less talkative, you're not all up under me like you are craving my attention,
Then it's
somebody else
obviously
got your attention.
And it'd be like real little stuff.
Yeah.
And like little stuff that y'all wouldn't even pick up on yourselves.
Right. If we ask y'all what y'all want to eat tonight, I don't know, figure it out. Excuse me?
You ain't never said that in 4 years.
What do you mean figure it out, nigga? Like what? You know, so yeah, it is. It's little triggers. Little triggers. I mean, we're not here to tell you how to cheat. You know, keep in mind, we're divorcees, but I mean, we're giving you experience that we've been through, that we've sought out ourselves.
I know how to cheat here.
I mean, yeah.
And if I ever cheated on you, you ain't never knew it.
Yeah. I was actually on a date the other night, and the guy was like, "You're experienced at this dating thing, aren't you?" And I was like, "No, I just think I've been dating for like 4 or 5 years now." Oh. I was like, "Do I sound experienced?"
Bitch, that's experience.
He was like, "You just know what to ask, what you do. You know not what to ask and what to do." I said, "I just think, I mean, you just meet a person, you either embrace them or you don't. You either look like how you gonna look or you don't. And we're gonna have a good time, we're gonna talk, conversation gonna flow, or it's gonna be real dry and questions gonna pop here and pop there." I call it popcorn conversation. Cause like you think about it, and then there go a question. You answer it, and then you wait, you pause, and then there go another question. It's like the flow not there. So therefore, it's not gonna work.
Yeah, I gotta feel that connection, and then we gotta have like stuff in common, and we gotta be able to laugh.
It needs to flow. I wanna be like, yeah, that happened, yeah. I wanna be like, oh.
Oh, what? Is that what's going on here? Terrible.
Yeah. And I'm a competitive dater. So like when we go out, take me to some games. I wanna play some games.
Okay, so take her to Dave and Buster's.
Yeah, I wanna play pool. I suck at pool. I went on a pool date. That was really cool though. He beat me like 3 times though, but it was fun. You know, so it's nice, like we get to talk, we're drinking, playing pool. He's like, okay, cool. Kind of a moment to let your guard down, but you're still kind of watching, peeping. Cause I'm very observant. I'm watching. And I've been running into a lot of y'all niggas that walk on y'all tippy toes. I don't know what's wrong with
That's
y'all.
weird.
I don't know what's wrong
Are
with
they
y'all.
tippy toes?
I don't know. They walking on their tippy toes. And I be looking like,
What's wrong with that?
walking on their tippy toes?
I don't know what's wrong with
Something
tippy
wrong with
toes.
people in their tippy toes.
Really?
Kids do that.
I do that.
No, but you do that because Yeah, you are peachy
I'm
toe.
peachy toe.
But to see little kids do it, they be like walking on their high toes. But to see a grown ass man walking on his high toes,
I ain't never seen no grown man.
That would make them think they tall too. You're not tall because you're on your tippy toes.
I ain't never. Point that out next time. I need to see that. Like what?
You'll notice it too, cause they have like a little, and they walk.
They walk fast?
No, they walk normal speed. Normal pace.
Girl, I don't be seeing these folks walk on their toes. That shit be funny.
Now you be walking behind them or beside them. If you walk beside them, you won't never notice. But if you just so happen to just kind of fall back and walk behind them and see them do it, yeah.
I know like a man to walk like a boss like this. Ooh, don't have no skinny little legs. Ooh,
No.
I like some skinny legs. Ooh.
But I just think women cheat better because we put a little bit more thought into it.
Heck yeah. And we don't want to get caught. Duh.
Yeah, because if we get caught, how we going to explain?
Because think about this, when women cheat, it's passionately cheating. Like, it's some emotion involved. It ain't just...
It was something you was lacking. Something you stopped doing.
Ooh, like
somebody caught
what's that? The plug. You remember? Did you see that movie? Oh, okay. Never mind.
You watch the hood movie?
I didn't watch it.
Plug love.
Plug! I think you told me about it.
You watched it with the big boy?
I didn't watch it, but you told me about it.
Yeah.
I figured
So like the bottom dope boy end up getting the top nigga girl? Yeah. And it was. Yeah. That was a good movie. I like him.
Plug love.
That was good.
Go watch it.
It was on Amazon Prime. It was good. He was dicking her down. broke all them guards she had up. She didn't care about that big nigga money no more. She was taking that big nigga money and giving it to that little nigga. Yeah.
I don't know if I would have been doing all that.
So somebody wrote us saying, how? Somebody wrote us. I like to see my little emails pop up, y'all. I'm just excited. I be feeling all professional and shit. So somebody said, I know both of y'all are both single. We're actually not, because I mean you ain't been watching, because Ashton is in a full-fledged love relationship, whatever that might be. And you asked, how are your relationships with your kids' father? I'll let Ashton go first because we're trying to start on a positive note.
Me and my ex-husband, that's who my kids' baby daddy is. We cool. He see him like almost every day. He pay his way. He not on child support, but he do what he's supposed to do. We cool, we laugh, we chill with the kids, never without. He can call me, ask me for favors. I can call him, ask me for favors when it's dealing with the kids. Everything we do is dealing with the kids. I mean, sometimes we like seeing funny Instagram shit to each other, but that's about it. Like, you know, we found common ground of like, okay, you don't want to be married no more? Cool. That's fine. The niggas lined up. Okay. So, I mean, we stopped being married. We stopped being husband and wife, but we didn't stop being parents. And we didn't stop being friends. And we accommodate each other when we can. Sometimes I get mad because he can't accommodate me. Sometimes he get mad when I can't accommodate him. But we still human, you know. And at the end of the day, we always look at each other and say, people be like, are y'all still married? We're like, no. Like, people still think we in a relationship. And I'm like, no. We just want to be mature adults for our kids. Because that's where, you know, I know he loves his kids. He know how much I love, you know, our kids. So there we have a common bond. And we try to make sure, you know, that our kids at the end of the day are good. And that we are good with each other for each other's own mental health. Because if not, us yelling and screaming, being mad at each other and using the kids as pawns and shit, it's just not it's not what I want, it's not what he wants, and it's no point. What's the fucking point in doing that? So, because we've seen that, you know, we've seen that is supposed to be the black man's narrative, that he don't take care of his kids, and then I'm a baby mom who holding the kid against him because he with a new woman. or he taking this girl out so he can't see his kids. You know, so it's like that's always the black people narrative. And I don't want to be a statistic, and neither does he. So it's like, let's not be the black. Let's do our own parenting thing outside of what we've already seen, like in the black community. Like let's just be friends on the forefront. So we decide we're gonna take Christmas pictures every year with all of us every year. Every year he's invited to the family pictures, and we take one big one. But we not standing next to each other. We might be standing next to each other, but we not, like this. We have kids together, And that might evolve as, relationships evolve, but as of right now, that works for us.
I think that's the right thing to do.
Yeah. Try to keep it copacetic.
Yeah, nothing's wrong with it. Embrace that, because you want your kids to know. Even though I grew up in a 2-parent household, I always knew who my daddy was. So my stepdaddy raised me, but I already know who my daddy is. I love my daddy. We have a really tight, connection. So I wanted the same thing for my son. But I didn't want kids. I didn't want to be married. That just wasn't in my ideal plan ever. So when I got pregnant and had a baby, it was like, oh, here it is.
Why is that the name?
I'm trying to self-heal.
Y'all.
I'm trying to self-heal.
Y'all know when y'all hate somebody or y'all mad at somebody, y'all change their name in the phone. Bitch, just for that girl, I want to cry.
I'm trying not to cry. I am self-healing right now. I'm so self-healing. It's something so serious. I'm so
self-heal. We need a shirt that say self-heal.
But I didn't never want that, go to your daddy house, come over here, go to your daddy house, come over here. I never wanted that for my kid, and then it ended up happening for my kid. But I can honestly say, me and my kid's father, we were never together. I mean, I don't mind saying his name. Courtney, we were never together, just kind of young, club hopping. I've been living on my own since I was 18, so juggling that, I got a man. We watched the cars on the weekends. I thought I was doing big shit. And I guess I just thought I was,
you was doing too
pregnant.
You was doing
sit down. So yeah, I had a baby, and we just were never together. I met my husband a year and a half later. My son was turning 2, and I met my husband, and we got together, and we were married. So my son had the value of 2 fathers, but mine and Courtney's relationship is just that. He's married, I was married, he has a family, I had a family, and we still continue to practice the same thing. So it's just me and Kaden, and Courtney and his family and his kids, and with his wife. So I don't bother him, he don't bother me. Our son is at an age to where he can call him, he doesn't have to call me. So co-parenting now is a lot easier than what it was early on in the stages, and it was not easy, but me as a single mother, this is what we do. You just kind of make it seem like everything is a flow. You just never try to disrupt the flow for the child. You just always try to keep it real cool, calm, and collected. Keep that child's routine always going, always. So yeah, my relationship with Courtney is just, there is no relationship. He might call. Hey, what's up? Katie needs something. Yeah, he needs a lot of things. So, yeah, I'm not opposed to anybody else's relationship. I want better for my son and his father. That's my whole ordeal. Like you said, you don't ever want to be their baby mom. Like, oh, you can't see him because it is. I don't think on our part it's that factor right now. I think someone else has a part to play in it. So we just try to keep the peace.
And keeping the peace sometimes is one of the hardest things. Because it's you can vent to your friends, but sometimes you can't vent to them. So it's just I'm going to let him do that. But this is how I really feel about it.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to relay that to him. It's like, you know, we on good grounds. I don't want to rock nothing. So I'm going to keep a couple still on that side, but I'm side-eyeing you on the side.
You do try to keep it calm, but you don't want them to think you flirting with them or trying to start something up. Like, that's hard, too.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that's, like, real hard. Like, we can be cordial, and I'm not flirting with you. I'm just being cordial. Like, this is for the kid. You know, so it's like, hey, okay, that's cool. No, I don't agree with that. Oh, you being a bitch. No, I just don't agree with that. Yeah, it don't come out like that. It come out like, no, we're not doing that. No, we're not doing that.
And that's why you get like the head start to moving.
Cause
no,
it's
we're
like,
not doing that.
I don't know. That's hard. Y'all know this shit. Y'all know this stuff not easy. Being no two-parent, going here, going there. This stuff not easy. And for those that was raised with that family orientation, like we said, or you said, you wouldn't stay married for the kids because once them kids get older and bigger and now they gone, now I'm still stuck with your ugly ass and I'm not happy. And now I'm trying to start my whole life.
Now I'm leaving you and trying to find a new man. I'm old and shit. I ain't doing that.
And then your hot pocket is sagging. So no.
And you couldn't get none of the new. And you know when you could have left the motherfucker at 20 something. Now you looking 50. I'm like, oh, I stayed for the kids. No. Now what you gonna do, Cougar? What? Now you gonna be old and lonely.
Because one of my siblings is like that. She wants our mom and dad to be together. And sometimes that's not what's in their path. You know, like, know what you used to looking at. But sometimes it don't work out like that. You know, so don't do it for the kids. Do it for yourself. Mm-hmm. And I know we vowed. I mean, we set that in stone. Like we said when we got married, ain't no divorce. We ain't getting divorced. That don't exist. And then we got divorced. So it was just like, do I take my sanity and my pride and I go on by my business? Or do I stay here, take these lessons and just be miserable for the rest of my life? What do? So you take the high road and you just say, fuck it. I'm just gonna start out.
Girl, mine was more or less like, fight with somebody who don't even want to be here. Like, I can't fight for a marriage by myself. Okay. If you don't want it, then I'm not about to try and make you want it, because it's a lot of niggas who do want it.
And then they say they want it and they don't want it because they don't know the hard work that it takes. And then when you explain it to them, they think you be making this shit up. No, nigga, this is hard work.
Marriage takes a lot, and I think, and honestly, when I want to being in another relationship, I wanted to be with somebody who has been in a long-term relationship already, or who's already been married before, so they understand what it is to be in that committed space. Because being a boyfriend, girlfriend, that's cool, but being married, it's just, people say, oh, it's a piece of paper. No,
it's not. Nigga, you can't walk out on me. We married. You can't go nowhere. Any decision you make, you have to speak it over with me because this is a joint decision. This is not just a you or me or I want to do this because it's me. I'm all about everybody being an individual person. Like, you still remain you within a relationship, but at the same time, when you are married, you make them decisions together. Mm-hmm. And that is something you learn at 22 because at 22, you are very selfish.
Oh, yeah. You like, oh, well, I like this kind of milk. Well, I like this kind of milk. And you be thinking, well, damn, I guess, well, and then you be like, okay, well, we'll try your milk. We'll do this. And it be like the smallest stuff that you find yourself compromising on. Ooh. And you like, okay, you literally finding a new way to live and be with a person. Mm-hmm.
And to watch somebody else dirty drives.
Mm-hmm. Because he washed all of mine. Still do.
Girl. Mine won't even talk to me. He act like I did something. Wherever he is, I wish you good fortune. And, congratulations on everything you do with your life. Because I was trying to be genuine when I said it. But, girl, I don't know.
Well,
Marriage was hard. Marriage was
it's
hard.
not easy. It's marriage is not easy, but I would have kept going. But you know,
They say the first 5 years is supposed to be the hardest. I wonder why.
I mean, because once you done pass that 5 years, maybe you like in it to win it. You know.
My brother and them been together since they junior year. So my brother was a senior, his girlfriend was a junior. So he left, went to college that year, and then she went the next year. And they came back, lived together. They got married probably 10 years later. And now they got a house, they got dogs. And now they expected their first kids. So they've been together like 15 years. That's a long time. A long,
Ariel
long
and Taylor
time.
been together 12.
I can't say what I'm gonna say. We don't care. That's a long time. I mean, I admire that. That's a lot of hard work. But like, I wonder what happened within them years.
You know, a lot of stuff happened. You know, like
Does it,
like
or is it really just peachy keen?
no, because you gotta think about it. They was together all through at that time where they was broke, poor, struggling, trying to figure out what you doing, what I'm doing.
Yeah, because for at least 3 years, my brother and them lived with my grandmama.
Okay, well,
And my grandmama taught this girl how to cook, how to.
I mean, well, that's like a whole struggle because I'm pretty sure she didn't want to be at grandmama's house. Like, when we look at our stuff, like, you know, it's like those type of things. Like, yeah, we live with his grandmama. You know, it's like just different types of things that I'm pretty sure. I mean, because me and my husband at the time, we had to move back with my mama at one time. Him in the military, I'm moving back to my mama, moving back to my granny, going here, going, you know, and I'm like, okay, when we gonna stop all this, you know? So, I mean, I think every relationship has its, like, what we gonna figure out, because it's been a point where we neither one of us had no money.
Yeah.
We had one car at one time. One time, I was the only person who had a job, and it's like, okay, well, we live downtown, we got 2 cars, what's going on? Car got wrecked. You know, and all this stuff was happening, and I'm pretty sure nobody knew it.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, well, you gonna figure out something to do.
Yeah.
You know, like, you supposed to figure out something to do. You the man. You moved me out of my mama's house, moved me out here,
Yeah.
and now we gotta go back to my mama's house.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, Facebook don't see that.
Nah,
Yeah.
Facebook don't see that.
Facebook don't see that.
But you know what? Facebook's how me go through my divorce, and I think that's why I despise Facebook. Cause like everybody knew our business. But that's because we hurt publicly. So
I don't hurt publicly. If I'm hurt, your ass ain't gonna never know it.
yeah. And so I had to remove myself from social media in order to hurt and heal in peace. But yeah, because when we first got together, we lived in a 1-bedroom apartment with a kid. That was hard. That 1-bedroom apartment was probably like this size of this room. Yeah, Taylor's apartment was small.
It was small.
It was so small to where the dresser had to fit in the closet because it wasn't enough room for the bed and all that kind of crap. Girl, to have a toddler running around in this 1-bedroom apartment, you can't go to another room to get away from somebody because you still just right there on top of each other. We had old cars. I think I was driving a 94 Camry.
Goodbye. And on that note.
He was driving a beautiful Cyber. So would you get married again?
Yep.
So you ready for the joint decisions and?
Mm-hmm. This time I know what kind of man I want to marry. I think before, like, I felt like I knew what kind of man he was, and I felt like I knew the potential of the man he could be. You know, at this point, at this age, the potential has already peaked, and you're becoming who you are supposed to be in that man tent. Because he was still figuring out what it was to be a man, what it was to take care of a family, what it was to, like, we were building on this stuff together. And he turned out to be those things, but also in retrospect, trying to figure out who he was, and he knew that he wasn't husband material. You know, so once because it's like, I'm helping you direct your life as the same way you helping me direct mine. And it's like, okay, well, maybe I didn't want to be in that direction. You know, maybe I don't want to be married. And it's like, if you don't want to be married, then if that's who the person you have become to be.
Why the hell you asked me?
Well, I mean, at the time, that's who you wanted to be. Now the man you become, you like, hey, I don't see myself in this space. I want to do this, that without permission. I want to be able to make a decision without. In that case, then you don't want to be in a relationship. You don't want to be married. So the person you become is no longer the person who I thought you were.
So that's a question for y'all men out there that do watch us and tune in. What made you change your mind? For those that are divorced or going through divorce or in a relationship and you're thinking about leaving your relationship, what makes you change your mind? Is that girl not that one that you thought she was or what she could be or the potential? Because I think we say that too when we start talking to guys and dealing with guys, we're like, well, they got potential. And that's where it comes back to when we say, well, can we build a man? Meaning, can we put what we value in you into you? Can we show you what we see in you? You know, I asked a guy recently if I could mold him. Yeah.
Story time. Probably not.
That would never be a story time because it really triggered me back to when I was 22. Yeah. That hurt my feelings. So, yeah. Building a man, you have to really think about that kind of stuff. I mean, it's not always what we want for you. It's just that we think about our future. And I don't think a lot of y'all do. Sometimes I've learned a lot of younger guys do. They got themselves together more than these older guys do. They got themselves together. But we think about long term. So if we see some potential in you, we see that white picket fence, that house, that nice car, this career that we have, and we see you with us doing that. Now, I will say, I've always had the same dream about my life. Sitting on a porch with a swing, drinking sweet tea. A Labrador running through the yard, and that's it. That's always been a dream. Like, you know how you say you dream about your wedding day?
Which I'm saying that's the same scene that's on Major Payne.
No, it's not.
With the white.
That's America's dream. You know, but that's something that's always came to my mind. You ever heard that mermaid dream? Like your Ariel swimming through the ocean?
I have a dream every day.
Do you really? I used to have it as a little kid. I thought it was because I had the poster above my bed.
Yeah, I used to do this all the time. Part of your
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
On the rock, you know, she got the Jesus. But y'all thought I was Water Princess.
But that's a question for y'all, like for real, because we've talked about that. The potential we see in them is not always what they want for themselves. You know, sometimes, you know, we think we know we cute, we know we fine, but to hear a guy say, damn, you fine, you be like, really? You know?
Be like, stop.
You know? It's like, you know it, but it's like, you don't want to be like, you don't want to embrace it sometimes. So you just have to really just kind of think about that, you know? So I see potential in the strangest people.
I'd be like, where?
The strangest people. I don't know if it's my ambition poking out for you or if I see that drive in you and I just like you need that push. But
do you think you like project men?
I hope not. I thought about that because you know I'm clingy towards pregnant people.
So you like a fixer?
I am a fixer just overall, but
when it comes to men, do you think you a fit? Like, okay, all you gotta do is, okay, you need a little paint right there.
Right, yeah.
You need a little,
get a haircut, put some lotion on, put some cologne on, and I got a perfect man.
maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe he look and he smell.
Yeah. Because I feel like that about pregnant people. Like, I probably don't like a lot of people until they get pregnant. And then I'll be like, what you need me to do for you? Like, it's a bad thing. Yeah, my mama said I pick up projects. Yeah, I pick up strays. I used to pick up animals outside of the road, y'all. I used to do it real bad.
Y'all be picking up strays.
I did. I used to pick up strays, take them home, clean them, and then set them free again. I used to do it with the homeless people, too. I picked up that homeless lady off the train that day. We was riding the bus in the train. She told me she had no food. She had nowhere to go. And I invited her to my apartment. She took a bath and all that. And I had to drop her way out by TCU to see to her daughter's house. Yeah. And I didn't have a car. So I had to talk to this nigga I was talking to in my apartments. And he let me borrow his car and take her out there. Yeah, I had a real thing.
Well, maybe you like projects.
I do. Like my
project.
I that bad.
But then wasn't another one again?
No, it was just that one.
No.
Yeah, I just need to stay away from them 3, 4 states, and I'm okay.
Cause them folks bring trouble.
They do.
It brings the trouble.
Catch a case behind you. Leave me alone.
No, like, I don't know.
But I think so. I am. You know, my biggest dream is to have a house for orphans that time out. That means that they have reached their 18th year and now they're no longer in foster care. I want to have a house to where they have somewhere to go for the next 2 to 3 years. So it's to either go to college or to start working in order to live on your own. That's something I've always wanted to do. So I guess so. It's kind of in me. Projects.
That's a nice ambition. That's a cool little project.
Yeah, but I don't know if that'll be like co-ed or not, because then people be getting pregnant.
And then people be having sex for sure. You have to do it like all girls or all boys, just to kind of keep it like in line. Probably all girls, because you just have a little bit more connection, a little bit more control. Yeah, but boys is rowdy, musty, dirty, and you have to sit there and clean the.
Why my son room smell like feet and corn chips?
Because he probably be eating corn chips and God knows what else.
I clean his room up every morning. Like on my little break, I clean Kate's room up every morning. It's still stinks.
You gonna have to probably Febreze the shit out of it. You gotta put one of them things in the corner.
Something. Girl, I get along better though with boys. I do. I'm so better with boys.
I'm better with girls. Way better. Cheerleading coach. I'm just way better with girls. I have more experience.
But yeah, I just would I get married again? Take a strong man. Boy. Like somebody that's real set. Somebody that's just like, hey, you just go to work. Do you come on? Okay. That's all I need.
You ain't gonna say about I do whatever I want to do, and I'm gonna do what I want to, and I'm gonna do whatever.
And he's still gonna be right there saying what we eating tonight, and I'm with that.
You want somebody as crazy as you is what you just saying. It's gonna take
somebody calmer than me. That's gonna make me be like, oh, you calm, so let me be calm.
Hell no, you be mad. You gonna say, what you want to do? You're like, well, I said I just wanted some breakfast. I don't say you want some breakfast. I mean, that's all you gonna say. That's all you gonna say is you want some breakfast. That's all I said, I want some breakfast. So you ain't gonna say nothing else.
No, I'm with that. We can go get breakfast. What you wanna eat? What you wanna eat, baby?
Well, if my future husband is out there, I'm available. But kind of not. Yeah, kind of not. People had their chances.
I'm dating.
All these bees out here.
I'm still dating. I'm looking for the ultimate freak. I'm ready.
Ultimate freak, 7 days a week. Hey,
hey, bust it up and bust it open. Hey, bust it up and bust it open, bust it open. Hey, twerk some bees.
Hey.
No, but like for real, yeah.
Look,
I'm in the prime of my life. I think this is the years in our 30s. That's why they call it dirty 30. This is like our time to be just freak nasty. All the way up to 39. You don't ever think about that? That's why they call it dirty 30s?
no, I don't know why they call it dirty 30s.
Yeah, I think in your 30s you just be real nasty.
Okay,
Because in your 40s you just be, you ready to sit down.
What, you your 40s?
Yeah, your 40s, your funky 40s.
I thought it was your filthy 40s.
Is it 50? Is it filthy 40s?
Oh, is it filthy 50?
50,
I don't know, I'm just making up shit.
Shit, about 50, we better be going 50-50 on some shit. You better have some property and some land.
I ain't going 50-50 on shit. 0 100.
Wow.
I don't want to pay for nothing. Hell, I don't pay for nothing unless I really, really just want to.
There's a 0 100. Not even 5.
I already put in the work. Look, I need you to come with it. If I don't know who's gonna run into me and want to marry me. They're gonna be like, this girl, like, what?
Well, don't nobody want me. I asked my friend, God, what's wrong with me? He said, well, sometimes you have a mind mentality that men and women said, we are. He says, no, Key. You can't do everything a man can do. I said, yes, I can. He says, no, Key. You can.
I think that's another thing of being like just submissive and letting a man handle certain things.
But sometimes they move too slow.
And sometimes you have to adjust to their speed and let them do what they're supposed to do. And sometimes it's because, men don't think like us, like we don't think like them. And sometimes their speed might be slower, but it too might be for a reason. Like, I was waiting to do this before doing this. And you rushed me, so now we can't do this. It's like, dang, I shouldn't have said nothing.
Right, but you don't know, baby, unless you communicate.
But, that's how men are. That's exactly
I can't
how
read
men
your
are.
mind.
And
tell me the plan so I know my speed so I can sit down.
Sometimes you don't need to know the plan.
Fuck that.
See?
I need to know.
Sometimes you don't need to know the plan.
I need a backup plan to your plan. That's me protecting me.
Oh, see, I'm always have a backup plan regardless, and he not gonna know it. Like even with my ex-husband, like yeah, he paid for everything. I didn't have to come out of pocket for nothing but my car note. But at the end of the day, I made sure that I was still in the background building my career. In the background, making sure I had certain things going on, to ensure that if ever this nigga decide he want to leave, I got plan B.
Right.
You can go on about your day, because ain't nothing gonna move, ain't nothing gonna skip, ain't nothing gonna be like, oh, I ain't got this money. It ain't gonna be that. You can go on about your day and watch me continue to flourish, because I've been had a plan B back here. Not because I didn't think you would fall, but my mama raised me better than just to be following you blindly.
Blindly.
Like, okay, baby, I'm a good wife.
And then these women get out here and don't know how to survive.
Oh,
I don't like that.
shoot, I'll be a good wife all day long. But at the end of the day, you gonna know that I'm able to hold my own without you. That's not gonna be a question. What? Not even a question. I was asking him, when you leaving? Can you go? You need to start leaving. For me, if I'm supposed to be moving on with my life, you can't be here. So turn your ass. He sent me a text message. I found an apartment, moving tomorrow. Great. I know we said the end of the year, but you need to go. You need to go now.
Well, damn, end of the year. They came and went, didn't they?
End of year last year. We had that conversation in October. I said, look, nah, you ain't about to lay up at some random woman's house and then come here. Nah, stay at that whole house.
So, y'all know what this is. This is Girl. What you got, Key?
And Ace.
In your face like Mace. Because that's what I was waiting on to say. We appreciate y'all. As always, tune in. Y'all know how to reach us at talk to me at GURRRLL.com. Follow that IG _girl_ and that good old Facebook of y'all's at The Girl.
Oh, it's The Girl.
The Girl.
THE, honey.
Yes. And our personal pages too. I don't add y'all, but that's fine.
Y'all can go look at mine.
Yeah, because mine not open. Key Monroe 3 and Ashton's is
Agatha June, HEATHA, JUN.
Love y'all. I want to say peace and love, but is that cheesy?
Peace and love. Peace and love. Look at ass. Bitch, this conversation was nothing but fucking peace and fucking love. Shit.
Signing out.
Did you do this? What happened?
I did this and this and then this.
Nah, bitch, when did you start doing the Macarena? I didn't see that.
And this and this.
So I thought, okay, so we doing this. I thought it was, okay.
It was that and that and that.
So is that